Sukwigar friends, and welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite DPS tank with the legendary stash Gung Ho Guns. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to be a whale without swiping your credit card like your life or your wife depends on it, or eating the entire buffet just because it's there. Yes, that was a fat joke, and yes, it's a joke. Calm down. Let's move on. I've been playing this game a lot, so much in fact, I'm not even going to admit how many hours I've sunk into it. I've dabbed into the KR servers through a friend's account, was here for early access on day one, and the one thing that I've learned so far, there's a lot of shady people in this game. Veteran players have been keeping all kinds of secrets to themselves, exploiting them to get ridiculously strong, ridiculously fast. But don't worry, I'm here to level the playing field. With tier 2 dungeons coming soon and then, the gear in a couple of months, I'm going to show you how to do the exact same thing. No Lucent required. All right, thanks again for being here, friends. I'm going to try and keep this a quick one for you. This video is all about preparation, the correct way to get ready for tier 2. Yes, I'm talking about becoming as strong as those whales dropping thousands of dollars, but you can do it for free. Before we jump in, I got two quick notes to mention. November 21st, that's when the new dungeons drop, and yes, they'll come with their own dimensional tokens, so stop hoarding the current ones and go do some stuff. Be useful, folks. And tier 2, by the way, the second note, tier 2 gear is actually not coming with those dungeons, FYI, but you can get drops from the world bosses in those. You can actually finish some of your gear sets, etc., etc. So again, we have about 2, 3, 4 months before tier 2 comes out. Anyway, here is the list in order of what I'm doing to get ridiculously strong, ridiculously fast as soon as tier 2 drops. Again, properly. We got a few months. Let's make this count, folks. All right, the next two tips are a little minor, but they're to kind of get you ready and start doing things right now. Number one being, to prepare for tier 2 dungeons, I'm going to start hoarding my star shop tokens. What I mean by that is if you go to your battle pass and you go to your phantom track star shop, I'm going to start hoarding these things here in a second. Start buying these tokens right here. The reason why you want to do this is, again, you can buy up to 5 per character, and it will get you enough of these, because it's 300 per one, FYI, to do a little bit more dungeons and to start getting that gear when it does come out. I would definitely buy these and stack them just in case. Just in case when this does come out and you see the gear and things like that, you'll be able to stay ahead of the game. I definitely recommend doing this, and again, putting it in your bank for now when you don't have to use it, etc. This is going to be amazing. Again, it's 200, and then what's really cool is once you finish your battle pass, all that stuff gets converted to your star crystals right away, so it's super easy to buy these. Number 2, and this is just how I do it, is your auction house. Number 2 in the auction house is when I'm selling things. It doesn't matter when it is. I think you should start doing now. As soon as you finish your gear, or even now if you need the item, the rule of thumb that I use is if you are making at least 30 to 50 Lucent and you're not spending any Lucent to make that certain item, do it. Little by little, you can accrue thousands and thousands of Lucents. As you see right here, I'm about 123 at the moment. I had over 10,000 Lucent by selling small items, in early access and things like that. I got geared super quick, faster than most people, just because I use that system. I would sell things that I didn't need, etc., etc. All right, guys, number 3, and this is the big one. This is the main event, folks, the one that you really need to pay attention to. This is what's really going to make you strong, okay? Blessings. Okay, blessings is the secret, or as the cool kids call it, the fail stacks. As you see right here, I have 340 on this item. So let's break it down. I want you guys to understand what I mean by this. Let's break it down, and then I'll actually give you an example of how to do it properly. 1, you'll need blessings for everything, 8 total items in tier 2. Again, your accessories don't really change, but both of your weapons change, your cloak changes, and 5 armor pieces. Again, that is what really is going to change in tier 2, so keep that in mind. 8 items in total. 2, upgrading a trait on a tier 1 purple item at 10% blessing cost or whatever requires 450 blessings to make sure it's a perfect success. Again, keep that in mind, 450 for one trait, okay? For a tier 2 trait, to get the same 100% success, you need 900 blessings. Yes, it's double. Keep that in mind, okay? 450 for tier 1, 900 for tier 2. Important also, again, really quick note here, very important. There are no green or blue tier 2 items. So you will have to use purple tier 1 items for the upgrades. Now, I know this sounds like a lot, but I promise you guys, I'm going to make this super, super easy for you and how to do it properly. Let's kind of keep going over it, all right? So this is why right now preparing blessings over the next 3-4 months, because we do have the time, will turn you honestly into one of the most powerful people on your server without even touching your wallet, because again, we have the time to do it now. If we start now, we have the time to prepare for it properly. Again, two quick updates here, or 2 quick notes as well. Each tier 2 item has 9 upgradable traits for you to do. Keep that in mind. 9 in total. That's 8,100 blessings per item to make sure that it hits the tier 2 cap, as you will, for that, for that trait. Again, let me go over that again. You will need 8,100 blessings per item or fail stacks. Again, that's the goal, okay? So before we get into that, I'm actually going to show you how to properly do this. All right, and this is how you want to properly and correctly do the stack blessings or the stack fails on each item. I'm going to give you 5 things that you have to do here, okay? 5 steps. Step 1 is you have to pick easy to get items. For example, my guild at the moment, we do a lot of Ceradoma Island, so I'm there all the time, and a lot of the drops they drop from there are like the same item. You will need 3 of the same item for each of the 8 slots in your gear. What some people are doing is, just because they do a lot of contracts, if you actually run over to your coin merchant, you can just buy, if you have enough of these contracts, you can just buy the weapons, for 1,500 of these tokens, if that's what you want to do. Again, we have 3-4 months. There's no rush here. There's no need to spend Lucent. Again, what you want is 3 of the same item for each of the 8 slots. Again, we have time. Take your time. We're going to do 1 at a time is what I suggest. But again, it's time to kind of get started, okay? Step 2, you want to unlock all 3 traits on that item. Any traits will do. Again, and if you're going to buy them, go with the cheapest options, because what we're grinding is blessings, not traits. So what we really want to do, again, we want to focus on getting the blessings instead of getting, the correct traits on each item, because you're never going to use that item, FYI. Again, this is months away. One more time. There's no need to spend Lucent. We can literally just grind it out. Now, step 3. When you kind of get the item perfect and you get your traits unlocked, what you want to do is, let me go into one that, let me see if I have anything here. Hopefully I have one that I can show you guys, because I think I actually finished them all, but it shouldn't matter. What you want to do for step 3 is you only want to use blue items to stack your blessings. So you want to use blue gear drops for fail stacking. Here's the quick note. If you accidentally trade it, if it accidentally goes to 4 out of 4, that's okay. Don't panic. What you want to do at this point is you want to use a trait conversion stone, one of these boys, and you want to reset your trait to, again, it doesn't matter what it is. These are super easy to get. You just want to reset that trait to, whatever, and then you want to continue growing your traits. Again, that's the secret. Just keep going, keep getting your blue pieces, keep getting your blessing stacks. If it accidentally stacks, 4 out of 4 or whatever, you want to use that trait conversion and bring it down. Again, trait conversion stone, bring it down to 1. Keep doing it, keep stacking those blessings. Okay? Step 4, next step. Before transferring to a tier 2 weapon or armor, fully upgrade all 3 traits on your item. Again, this is a must. You have to do this. Make sure it's maxed before you do it. Okay? That is very important that you guys do that, because when you do this, you're actually going to get 1320 blessings once you transfer that to the new item. So remember how you needed that 8100? You can subtract 1320 from it. Do you see how that works? So again, number 4, before you do transfer it, make sure that you trade it fully done. Okay? Step 5. Okay, the big transfer. Combine, again, this is what you really want to do here. Combine your current fully traded tier 1 item that you have currently. Like, for example, you don't want to waste anything. So like, for example, I'm using this sword right here. It's a level 9, etc. Right? I have it fully, traded, etc. All that stuff is done. What I'm going to do then for number 5 here is I'm going to transfer this item that I'm using into a sword that I used for my blessing stacks. So I'm going to transfer this into that sword. And you get to keep all the blessings, plus you also get to keep an additional 1320 blessings from your main current weapon that you transfer over to your sword. So now it's another 1300 less. Do you kind of see what I'm going with this? Then you transfer it over. So again, take your time here, do some math before you do anything. And remember, whenever you transfer a fully traded item to the next, you get 1320 blessings. Keep that in mind, guys. 1320. And this is how you'll be able to transfer it from there without wasting any gear. So that's how you do it properly. Again, pro tip, guys. This is, again, what I'm going to show you guys here. Fail stack all 8 items you'll need for tier 2. That means your weapons, your armor, and your cloak. You got time, so get to work, bubbas. Get to work. Why do we do this? Again, why are we guys doing this? When tier 2 drops, okay, you will be able to get max gear almost instantly with no cost to you. That's right, no cost. So no panic, no Lucent drain, and your pure prep is just gonna pay off. This is the time to do it. What are you guys waiting for? Let's get to work. Tip 4. I think we're on tip 4, right? Keeping track is half the battle, right? So here's the deal. Pre-level your item to level 7 and 30%. What I mean by that is, again, if you go right here, and for example, see, most of my items are already, level 8 or 9, and just finish them off on this character. And before some of you guys go crazy in the comments, this is just one of my accounts. Anyway, moving on. For example, this guy right here. Let's say I was going to do this one. As you see, I would get this to level 7 and 30%. That is the sweet spot for the best transfer, and trust me, it's going to save you a ton of these Growthstones. With that in mind, okay, it's once you finish this, it's time to start stacking these Growthstones right now. You have the next 3-4 months to stack as many as you need, because remember, folks, it's going to cost you double of these trade stones and things like that to level in tier 2. All right, next tip, and this one's also pretty big, is start saving your trade unlock stones. And again, they look like this. These are these boys. If I can find them here, give me a second. These boys, I have 151 that I'm saving, and again, I'm going to start stacking them. The reason why, again, you want this is it takes about 50 to unlock a trade on any of the arc weapons or blah 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 armor pieces, etc. It's not a bad thing to have these stacked. And again, what I'm doing also is I am, if I actually go over here, see these dimensional source shards selection chest, I'm also stacking these. Again, just in case I need them later on, I'm kind of stacking both of these together. And then what I'm doing is, like, for example, if you go to your crafter or pretty much any of these, I am crafting these as much as I can. It just takes one of these pieces to pretty much get 3 trade unlock stones per. So I am gonna focus as much as I can the next 3-4 months to stack as many of these trade unlock stones as I possibly can. Again, very, very important. The other thing that you can do, which I actually think is a pretty good idea now, is if you go to your lithograph book, this is what I'm going to do. I am actually going to finish these off right here. Any of the ones that have the trade unlock stones, I will be actually going through and finishing these off because I genuinely do believe that it is worth it just to get the trade unlock stones. Again, most of these is resistance gear. I know these two right here, you actually need these two drops, but these are super easy to get now because you can actually just do the dungeons and then just get, these things. And then you just want to, make the soul shards or dimensional shore shards. They drop pretty fast and pretty easily as well. So you can go in there and do them pretty quick and pretty fast just to kind of get both of these done. Tip 6, enchanted ink. As you see right here, if you're not stockpiling enchanted ink, you're doing it wrong, my friends. This stuff is absolutely a must for lithographs. Remember, when tier 2 items drop, they're going to be selling for insane amounts of Lucent, and I mean insane. I'm talking 2-3k Lucent for items that aren't even best in slot, but they are good just for somebody. And just because tons of players in this game don't really care about spending thousands of Lucent just to be, 2% stronger. Again, this is going to be a huge moneymaker. So this time, FYI, I'm not getting caught off guard. I'm prepping now, and so should you. Start gathering all the other materials along with the enchanted ink so you can actually make lithographs and be able to sell these out. And if you go like, for example, right over here, this is like, for example, if I wanted to sell, again, just for an example, if I wanted to sell this helmet, this is what you're going to need, is this blank lithograph armor book, right? Etc., etc. If you come over here, you can actually see what you need to craft it. And again, see that ink, you need 25 per, you need the parchments, etc. Start gathering all these, folks. Again, this is for the armor. You want to do the same thing if you want for the weapons. The weapons, in my opinion, sell the most. And I can't even tell you how many I've seen, people just buying crazy things. So keep that in mind. For the weapons, you need 50 ink. You need all of these things, especially the precious Rubikses. Now is your chance. Start prepping for it. I'm telling you guys, if you do this correctly now in 3-4 months, if you sell 4 to 10 items at the start of tier 2, you're going to have 20,000-30,000 Lucent. Fast and easy. Get ready for it now. All right, the next tip that I have, what are we, tip 7? Whatever it is, the next tip. And again, this is a chance for you to start now, is actually start stockpiling Abyss currencies. Again, not the token points, the currencies, the stuff that you get by completing the contracts when you're doing your open world dungeons. The reason why you want to stack these, and again, if you go right here for tier 1, for example, right here, they moved everything over to the Sundries Crafter, FYI. If you go right here, as you see 80 of these, plus your Abyssal aggregates, you're going to be able to get some pretty rare items. If you look, for example, right there, the Shock Trooper armor plate, the Field Marshal boots, the Shadow Harvester tunic, the Wolf breeches, I mean, these things are selling for thousands and thousands of Lucent. Apart from that, they're most of the time they are your best in slot items. Okay, very important that you guys keep a track of these. Once tier 2 happens, I'm pretty sure they will also have some of these items for sale for you right away. So it's a good thing to kind of keep as much of this currency as you can. Start saving it for the future. And again, as you see right here, just like some of these are pretty freaking awesome, man. Even like the 40 stuff that you can get, like the crossbow right there is pretty awesome. So is the Breach of the Executioner is not too bad. The Darkslayer daggers, I mean, I know people that still use it to this day, as well as the band. I mean, it's just, this currency is fantastic. So again, I would really stress that you guys start saving them as soon as possible. Again, I just spent my last one, so going forward, I'm no longer going to be spending the abyssal currencies. I'm going to actually start stockpiling them. All right, and the last tip, and again, this one is optional. I think if you have the time, you should really do this, and that is to make an alt if you already have one. There's a lot of people that don't have alts. I don't like alts myself, but I have 3 alts and a main on this one account. And I also have another account that I'm doing something else with. The reason why you have alts, FYI, 1, it's super easy to level them. 2, you don't need to invest a lot of money into them. Like the full blued items, fully traded, will cost you under 1,000 Lucent, and you'll be over 27 to 3,000 CP on that alt. Very important that you be over that 2,500 CP. And finally, 3, why we make alts is all the stuff that you get, you sell for, and all the Lucent from that alt goes to your main account because Lucent is shared account wide. Again, there's a very specific way to do this. I'm actually going to have a video this week on it, show you how to properly make an alt, level it to 50 in a couple of hours, and then on top of that, get your blue items, the ones that you need, 2 fully traded items with under 1,000 Lucent. I've done it once already. I'll do it again for you guys. Again, very important that you get it over that 2,500 mark. The reason for that is a lot of the dungeons that are coming out, you're going to need to be at least 2,500 CP to enter them. Now, don't spend too much time worrying, oh, it's only 2,500, it's only 2,700. You're not serious about this alt, okay? This alt is a mule. Once you're on that alt with the blue items fully traded, and if you only take 2 weapons, you should have enough points if you craft the right way, and I'll show you guys how to do it in the video. If you craft the right skills to get all your skills to at least purple 1, with that and the fully traded blue items, you should be able to be around 27 to 3,000 CP just with that character. That's all you need, folks. You don't need to spend too much time on it. You're not taking that guy seriously. You're just using that alt to do your dungeons and things like that and sell all the purple items that you get for Lucent, which then you will be using on your main character. Again, you have a lot of time to do this. Now is the time to start. You have 4 months. What else are you going to do? Let's make yourself a lot of Lucent right now as you prepare for tier 2. Those are my top tips, guys. Those are my top tips. I'll be honest with you. I wish somebody would have told me this when this game came out. Even though I played in Korea, it was for a short time. I did not know a lot of this. If I knew all of this when early access came, I promise you I would have been over 3,000 CP within the first 2-3 weeks. However, I wasn't. It took me a little longer than most when it came to reaching that 3,500 CP or 3,400 CP. I know a lot of the veteran players were way ahead of me because they kept these damn secrets to themselves. Again, we don't do that here. We keep everything at 100, for everybody. I hope you guys try this. I promise you guys, if you do this, you're not going to need to spend any money when it comes to tier 2 items. You will be just as strong as all the whales who have and don't care about spending thousands of dollars on this game. Anyway, thank you very much for spending 20 minutes with me. I hope you guys learned something. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you're doing anything differently. I like to add it into the video as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, folks.